Alan, I got to ask you about the hashtag Fix the Senate, which was very popular on Twitter. This was part of the effort to try to get filibuster reform to require that anybody who gums up the United States Senate, who wants to block a nomination, block a policy, that they have to do more than just say, oh, I claim a filibuster, and then that stops it, that there was some effort to try to get them to actually talk for hours on end, or to get their representatives to show that they have the 41 votes to sustain the filibuster. All of that fell apart. How did Twitter and social media react?
Well, as I had indicated, I think last week, the whole Fix the Senate campaign was in overdrive because this past week the Senate Rules Committee was going to set the rules for the 113th Congress, which meant that once the rules were set, they were in place for 2 years. And at the last minute, McConnell and Harry Reid had a handshake deal to reform the filibuster, and while it does speed up a little bit the nomination of judges, and the rest of it is pretty much nothing. You know, they reduced the number of points in the process of the bill from where they could filibuster from from a couple to one, but there's still one, and that's all you need. There was some sense that they might have been getting rid of the secret hold, but the truth is members are only encouraged to come to the floor to announce their filibuster. They're not required. So again, the secret hold is still there. And I think Rachel Maddow had a piece that I tweeted the link to the other day. Just basically goes through step by step everything that Senator Harry Reid said he would stand for and stick to. Each and every one of the things that he committed to in interviews with her and other people, he backed out of and reneged on. And the reaction on Twitter and Facebook has been to really blast Senator Reid for a total collapse on this issue.
Yeah, one of the things that Harry Reid had threatened to do is that he had the 51 votes, that on the first day that the Senate is in session, you can use 51 votes to change the rules. And he had that in his back pocket, and he had the 51 votes from Democrats willing to do that. And Harry Reid chickened out and decided not to use the constitutional option. Yeah,
as they call it, the nuclear option. He, I guess he just made a political calculus that in his mind that would create too much of a backlash. Remember, he's coming out of the 112th Congress where the Republicans in the Senate simply blocked everything. They did more filibusters in that session than all previous sessions combined. They blocked pretty much everything and anything they could. And as a result, the idea that, well, if you come out of the gates with the nuclear option on the first day, you're just going to give them reason to continue to take that kind of strong strong obstructionist view for the rest of the session. One last thing I would like to talk about.
Sure.
We always talk about what you can do on social media to be an activist, and I know you had the last interview before I was on about the Right to Life March in Washington, and one thing that I've been out there sort of promoting the last week or so is, we just had the 40th anniversary of Roe versus Wade, and during that whole process there was this use of the hashtag Roe at 40, and it was very, very popular. But that particular hashtag, if you think about it, is time constrained. Once the birthday is passed, it's no longer really relevant. And so the important thing is to take the momentum and the audience that was built up for that particular hashtag and transition it to a hashtag that can be used moving forward. I reached out to NARAL and to Planned Parenthood and to a few other people to encourage them to start using Roe for All. ROE, the number 4, and all, in conjunction with Roe at 40 for now, and ultimately to replace it. Why? Because if you look at the reality on the ground, while the law of the land is that under Roe is that women have the right to an abortion, the reality is that 85% of American women don't have local access to abortion services. And Republican Congress legislatures in states across the country are passing hundreds of laws or trying to pass hundreds of laws that will further erode that access. So if Roe versus Wade is to mean anything, it's really, really important for people to fight for the true implementation of Roe versus Wade and not the reversal of its implementation.
Great stuff from Alan Rosenblatt. As always, Alan, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
You too, David. Take care, Daniel.
Alan Rosenblatt, Dr. Digipol on Twitter, and you can catch his segments if you missed any part of this segment and you want to watch it again. Sign up for our YouTube, Take Action News TV on YouTube, and you can even see what Alan looks like. Handsome man. Take Action News continues after this.